Hi, so I'm Andrew, VanCamp, and I am leading people operations here at Astrolab. So here's our HQ. I'm excited to show you guys around. We'll have lots of fun things and labs and folks to meet, and maybe at the end we'll get to see everyone out hanging out too. So this is our office. When you first come in, you can see this is where people come to sign in, and you can check out some videos of Flex while you're waiting. So I always like to start here. So up here on the right is SN1. So this is our terrestrial version of Flex. It is in all the videos. We've taken it out to the desert several times for field testing. We also have some samples of folks testing the vehicle. So up here we have Jared Isaacman. And then we've also done some work with Chris Hadfield, who has tested out the vehicle, joined us on some testing. And then these nice tires here on display. So we have a strategic partnership with a company called Venturi. They are a specialized EV company, and for us they are developing the lunar tires that you see here, prototype, and then also some battery work for Flex. So here in the center of the office is where we do all of our desk work. So things like design, working in CAD, our sales and business development, finance, accounting, and then of course the people operations team too. So the soil on, or regolith on the lunar surface is very different from what it is here on Earth. That's why it's called regolith versus soil. And these are some lunar simulants, as well as some sand that we've collected from our test sites out in the desert. So over here is a map of, not all of, but a lot of the interesting places that both us, Astrolab, and then also NASA, and generally the world plans to explore once we get some vehicles up on the moon. And then also, if you notice when we're walking by, we have named our conference rooms and meeting spaces after the interesting places, mostly craters, that we plan to take Flex. This is one of the coolest spots of the office. So this will be our mission control center. So when we have a small fleet of Flexes up operating on the moon, this will be where all the operations are happening, live status updates. We have some countdown clocks that are currently scheduled for various milestones that we have with our upcoming missions. And then in the center, we have our demonstration videos from Flex. And then on the other sides are live feeds from NASA for now. So over here is a new addition to the office. This is Moonbeam Laboratory. So what we're doing in here is optics testing. We'll pop in and take a look. We have some cool simulated craters. And then because the room needs to be blacked out for the cameras and the sensors, we filled the windows with this beautiful art made by all of the team here. So this room is really cool. It does have special matte black paint that's anti-reflective for the lighting. And the main thing we're doing in here is testing out our cameras and sensors related to the perception system. And then also to simulate the lighting conditions on the moon. Here we have some sample payloads for Flex. This one here is really special. It simulates the mass capability of Flex. So Flex is capable of carrying up to 1,500 kilos. And this is about the dimensions that would be that Flex would be able to pick up and latch onto and deliver on the surface. We also have some excavation tools. This is designed to excavate lunar regolith and collect it within the tool. Here are some sample astronaut tools that we think they might utilize. So the next part of the office is where we start getting into more of the hardware development. So we have a small tooling shop in the back. And then here in the high bay, we have a cool test development vehicle that we're working on. So you can think of this Humvee as something similar to the Google cars for Google Maps going out and collecting all of the data. And we are going to take this vehicle out into the desert later this year and do the exact same thing so that we can start training our models for the Flex perception system. So in here is one of the more exciting areas for our engineers. We have some capabilities in here for doing hardware development work and starting to actually take the subsystems and components that we get from outside suppliers and then start integrating and assembling them here. And here we have a small electronics lab. So our avionics engineers spend a lot of time in here developing things on circuit boards and basic electrical work, as well as testing some equipment that we need for Flex. Eventually, this will be a clean room facility. But for now, we can just walk in and check out some of the equipment. So we do have a couple of environmental test chambers here. So we have both thermal vacuum chambers as well as thermal chambers. One of the harder parts of having a vehicle on the moon and in space in general is making sure that all the components and assemblies are able to withstand being in a vacuum, so having no air. And then also on the moon specifically, there are really crazy temperature fluctuations. It gets both really, really hot and really, really cold. So in these chambers, we'll put smaller subsystems into them and start doing the temperature fluctuations in a vacuum and see how the hardware reacts. And then this is the last stop of the tour. So in here is where we actually do the final assembly and integration of our Flex vehicles. So here we have SN1. We're doing some work on it and testing. We have the crew stand and then also the mezzanine and the robotic arm for payload delivery and astronaut delivery services. So this is one of the more popular areas. We have a social hour every other week for people to come out and work a little bit early, hang out, get to know each other. Sometimes we have food, sometimes we go to restaurants nearby. We're a fully stocked office. We always have lots of snacks and sodas and seltzers and anything you could really need throughout the day, as well as coffee, filtered water. And then lots of places to generally work during the day and then also be a little bit social. And one of my favorite parts is our nice outdoor patio to enjoy the LA sun. Thanks for coming by. It was wonderful having you. We have lots of lofty goals to meet over the next few years, and if all of this looks fun to you, we're definitely hiring, so feel free to check out our website.